Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream. Earlier I streamed about Ronaldo going to Manchester United and the deal has somehow been basically completed. Ronaldo is a Manchester United player. It's about time, to be honest. We've got a good player in there. A really, really good player. Right, so we've got stuff to talk about. Let's get my list. Where's my notepad? So we've got, you know, the little thing. Right. Got Camavinga talks, Mbappe. Obviously Ronaldo. Signed, but nobody's really talked about the Camavinga news. According to The Athletic and many other sources, the Camavinga deal has accelerated and it's getting closer. So I'm not sure how that's going to happen now that we've signed Cristiano Ronaldo, and I don't know if we'll have the funds to get Camavinga done. But I think if Lingard does leave, we will get Camavinga, or somehow we have the money and we will get Camavinga. And I think we need Camavinga. Whether he will play is a different matter, and I don't think he will. But I think we should get him. Definitely. So, yeah, I think Camavinga, maybe a next summer deal. But then again, I think next summer PSG will snap him up. If we're going to get him, we're going to get him this summer or in January. Otherwise, we're not getting Camavinga. So, I don't know. I don't think we'll have the funds. And I think the Camavinga has been basically finished by the signing of Cristiano Ronaldo. Summer on a free, unless some other clubs come in for him, which would be Real Madrid, and there'll be a lot of competition for his signature next summer, unless he is signed by somebody this summer, which is either Manchester United, PSG, or yeah, that's about it. City could take him, but obviously that's not what they need. And it turns out City's transfer window is over as well. They're not signing anybody due to the press conference that was held earlier. He says he's happy with it. Pep Guardiola says he's happy with the squad. So that basically means you're not getting a striker. It's over. Transfer window, done. Jack Grealish in. Aguero out. All done. Okay, so that's the Camavinga and a bit of Pep Guardiola news. Whether anybody watched that, I have no clue. Not a single question at the moment. Okay, moving on to Mbappe. So, I'm going to say this now. Mbappe will sign for Real Madrid. Just end of. He will sign for Real Madrid. There is just no reason for him not to go to Real Madrid. He was linked with Man United. In what world would Manchester United, this season we go and get Ronaldo, which I never thought would happen, and then next season we went and got Kylian Mbappe. It wouldn't make any sense. I wouldn't say no to Kylian Mbappe. We'd have to play 2 up front, like 2 strikers, and then we'd have to play like. Actually, to be fair, that would actually benefit the side. Having Cristiano and Mbappe, then we win the league without a doubt, and then we'd get like a bloody basuma, and we're done. That's it. Premier League gifted to Manchester United after like almost a decade. But I think Mbappe is going to go. Real Madrid put in an offer of 170 million euros. As we know, 160 million euros were put in and rejected by PSG. But they put 170 million euros in for him. I think he'll leave next season, but he will cost 180 to 200 million euros. I'm not sure what that is in pounds, but I think he'll leave for about 175 to 190 million pounds. But the Mbappe deal is definitely a Real Madrid, City, Man United or PSG new deal kind of thing. I mean, nobody else is able to get him. Barcelona could. But you know what? There's been talks of actually Haaland again, not to Manchester United this time. He could be going to PSG either in January or next summer to replace Kylian Mbappe, who will go to Real Madrid. And they will be paying £90 million for the player. To be honest, that's a fantastic signing. Definitely a great signing. And it's basically a younger player. And I don't know, we're not 100% sure on who's better, Mbappe or Haaland. But I think he'll do very well there. And PSG should be alright without Mbappe. So, the 2 wonder kids expected to move next summer basically, this summer we've had 2 of the best players in the world. The 2 best players in the world move. Next summer, the 2 future best players are going to move. Honestly, I'm not sure what's going on at this point. But yeah, so moving on to how Ronaldo really fits into Manchester United. So we finished Camavinga, we've done Mbappe, and we've done Haaland. What shirt is he going to wear with? From what I've seen, Cavani is willing to give the number 7 shirt to Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, some people saying, oh, if he doesn't get it, he'll get the number 77 shirt so we can call him CR77. I was like, who in their right mind would call Cristiano Ronaldo CR7, CR77? Who does? Honestly, it's like the B-Tech shirt. What are you on about? But yeah, and who's going to take the penalties and who's going to have the captain's armband? Then the captain's armband is going to stay with Harry Maguire, or Ronaldo will have it. Penalties, I think Bruno will have it. I think Bruno should have it. Because Bruno is not going to take the free kicks. The free kicks are going to be taken by Cristiano Ronaldo. And then Bruno will stand there next to him and not take it. And then Fred will also walk up for it. And then Cristiano Ronaldo will either kick him or slap him and tell him to go away. Because Fred can't take free kicks. And yeah, Ronaldo's going to fit in quite well. But Manchester United have to play more attacking football. So what I'm expecting, and Greenwood will get game time with this, is we have De Gea in net. Obviously it's going to be Henderson, but I prefer De Gea. At the back we should have Maggie Cube, Harry Maguire, and then we have Varane. And then left back, Shaw, right back, simple. We will have Aaron. And then we will have, obviously up front, Ronaldo. Greenwood / Cavani alongside him. because they're going to split the games. I think they should. And then we have, obviously, on the left wing, what is his name? Rashford, my favourite player, actually, and I've forgotten his name. Rashford. On the other wing, Sancho. So how many players is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Midfield. At Cam is going to be Bruno. And right behind him, actually, can you play 2 Cams, actually? Actually, they'll be kind of a little deeper than they usually are, but we'll have Bruno and Pogba. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's the first 11. So the players that we're basically cutting out are McTominay and Fred. I rate McTominay, don't rate Fred. Only reason why I take them out is because I want to, up front, I want Cavani to get games and I want Greenwood to get games. And Ronaldo, he has no choice but to get some games. And then I want Pogba in an attacking role, Bruno in an attacking role, Sancho and Rashford both in attacking roles. And we've got to have 4 at the back, because you can't drop Wan-Bissaka, because then you have no bloody right back. You can't drop Varane, because he's Varane. You can't drop Maguire, because he's a rock at the back, and we paid 80 million for him. You can't drop Shaw, because he's basically, him and Rashford are the best on that wing. I know you could play Bruno Fernandes as Cam and Pogba as CDM or midfield, but you can't play him in midfield. I think you can play him in midfield, you know, Pogba. And I think Ollie may prefer this, but I think we need to see Pogba in a more attacking role, because that's where he thrives. And personally, I would have 2 Cams, Bruno and Pogba. Ronaldo, Greenwood up front, or Cavani. They'll share the games. And then Rashford and Sancho on the wings. Obviously, this won't come in effect straight away, because Pogba will be playing where Rashford is. And Cavani will be playing up front with Cristiano. And actually, no, I would say Cristiano will just... We'll have Cavani or Greenwood against Wolves, and then the next match is just Ronaldo. At the back, honestly, Sancho, Varane, Maguire, Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, De Gea are all musts, and Bruno and Pogba. Rashford's out injured, so obviously that's not going to come in effect till October, so we're going to have Pogba there. And you know what? I think actually Rashford might be in a bit of trouble at some point, because Pogba is going to absolutely destroy it on that wing. But then again, you can't really take Rashford out, but I wouldn't want to take him out. That is all of that. Now we move on to Saul. Quick little one on Saul, to be fair. Actually, we've been streaming for like a good half an hour. Well, a single person joined the stream. No, we've been streaming for 16 minutes, but I got through quite a lot. Got through the Camavinga deal, Mbappe deal. Basically, all I can really say about Cristiano Ronaldo. He's officially a Man United player, end of. Talked about Haaland to PSG. And a lot of people have been asking, will Haaland go to Man United now that we've got Cristiano? If they play the formation with 2 up front, it's a possibility. Definitely a possibility, but I just don't think it will happen. Now, moving on to Saul. I think after Cristiano, it's not the end. It's not the end. I think we'll get one more player. It will either be Camavinga, a youth player, from somewhere, or Saul. I think Saul will either stay I'm 65% sure he will stay at Atletico. Or 15% sure he'll go to United. 20% sure he'll go to Chelsea. Actually, I'm going to say 60% because then 5% he'll go somewhere else. I'd like him at United. I think he'll do alright. But a defensive midfielder, holding midfielder is what we need. If Pogba leaves, and let's just, you know, have a situation. Alright, let's say Pogba leaves. Now we have De Gea. And this is obviously next season kind of thing. Mag. Varane. Aaron. And Shaw. Obviously that's the back line. That's the back line I want us to have for quite a long time. Then we move in. And we have McTominay. And winger, what is his name? It's Rashford. I've forgotten it quite a few times today. And then we have Sancho, Ronaldo, and then Greenwood. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players. 11. Bruno. So I think we will play a 4, 1, 3, 2. So we'll have De Gea in net. Right back we'll have Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Varane at centre back. The right side, and then we'll have Maguire on the left side at centre back, and then we'll have Luke Shaw at left back. McTominay will be playing CDM. Obviously, I would prefer to bring somebody in and have my ideal one would be Basuma. And he will cost us, next year, he'll cost us about 50 mil, I think. He's worth 30 mil this season, but he's going to, this year, but he'll smack it out of the park next year. And he'll be worth 50 mil, and we'll pay for the 50 mil. So it's either McTominay or Basuma. And then we have many backups, or we could play... Go and play Matic, because Matic is retiring. Donny van de Beek will leave, and Pogba's contract will go. Let's say that happens. Then we have Rashford on the wing, Sancho on the other wing, Bruno. And then, at that point, we won't have Cavani. We'll have Greenwood and Ronaldo up front. And to be honest, that lineup looks pretty good, even without Paul Pogba. With Basuma in it, one addition, Basuma, and 2 outgoings, 4 outgoings, which is Pogba, Donny, Matic. This side still looks great. Obviously, Donny and Matic aren't actually part of the starting 11, it seems to be. But without Pogba, removing Pogba and swapping him for Basuma, we still look good. We're still a good side. Obviously, I think McTominay can play the role of CDM. And I think it would do well. But I would prefer Basuma. And obviously, I know in both lineups, you guys are thinking, where is Fred? I don't rate Fred. I don't rate Fred in any way, shape or form, so I don't have him in my team. Okay, then we go with bench. Bench for the normal side. You can have 8 players on the bench. Yes, I can guarantee that. Get Dean on. If Donny stays, obviously this year he'll be on the bench. Donny, I have Mata on the bench as well. I don't know. I like Mata. End of. Leave it there. And Fred. Lingard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then obviously... Actually, it's not so obvious because I'm trying to think. Lindelof. Just going with Linda. And then we'll have... Who else will we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, who are those final 2 players? Obviously, let's have a look at my starting 11. Either Greenwood or Cavani, and I'm going to say Cavani. Cavani, not Cavi, / Greenwood. And then not Matic. We have so many midfielders. Christ on a bike. There's so many of them. I'm going to say Elanga. That would be my bench. Elanga, because I feel like Elanga's going to come through a little bit. I recommend a loan for Elanga in January. Loan him, see how he does and stuff like that. But I think he will be part of the plans a bit. I would put him on my bench. So on the bench we have 1, 2, 3, 4 midfielders. A centre-back, a striker, and a winger. Obviously, Lingard could be classed as a winger. But the club have so many midfielders, but they don't have the right one to play, to dominate the play. They don't have the right one. So, yeah, we need to get that one. And Basuma, I think, is the job. So, now talked about if Pogba leaves in my lineup. And my bench. Now, the final kind, would I say final thing? Kind of like the final thing. Because I'll probably come on to something else. Watch along. I can't do watch along because I'm watching it with my family, which will happen a fair amount. But I will do a post-match, which is on Sunday. To be honest, I don't think I'll be having to make another video soon. Maybe tomorrow I'll have to make one. But I'm not too sure. But now we have... Last week we have the Southampton game. And yeah, I want to discuss that a bit. Basically, we thought Ollie was going to put out the winning team and not have Varane or Sancho in it. Or he would have Varane and Sancho in it. And he went bang down the middle, not a winning team, without Sancho and Varane. And we got a point. And that was a 3-point game. We had to get that. And honestly, I mean, to be fair, if we have Ronaldo there, we would have won that like 3-4-1. But, you know, and poor management. And everybody was saying, oh, Aaron Wan-Bissaka wasn't too bad, but it was just not a great game for him. Defensively, he was terrible. It was Fred going in for the bloody tackles. And I'm like, why would you let Fred go in for tackles? Like, when do you say, oi, Fred, go in and get that tackle? I'm the right back, so I'm not going to go in for that tackle, and it's what I'm known for, and that's why I'm worth 50 mil. And obviously, Fred being a player that is not good enough for this team. I'd say he's more of a West Ham kind of player. Or I think it's a bit disrespectful to West Ham. I'd say a bit lower than that. You know, Newcastle, he'd do alright at Newcastle. Or in Italy or something like that. He's just not good enough. And it's his, I'd say, Harry Maguire, that's voice crack. Harry Maguire should have done better in the block. And obviously, ultimately, it was an own goal from Fred. Fred, worst game I've ever seen from Fred. Never rated him. So I would like the players I would like to leave Jones, Pereira, Lingard. Not because I don't like Lingard, but because I want Lingard to finish his career and have a good end to his career. And the final one, obviously we've got Fred, Pereira, Jones, and Martial. I'll add to the list. Martial should go. Oh, and Donny, obviously, I think if Donny don't get game time, he should leave in his best interest to get some game time because he's a fantastic player and we're just not really giving him these opportunities. In which I think he will leave next year along with Matic and Pogba. But actually, I think we're going to have such a great season. You know, we're going to be really good. Defensively, fantastic. Midfield, attackingly, yes. And the actual, midfield, which is Fred and McTominay. Average bottom, I'd say 12th. We're 12th in that respect. Attack, Premier League champions, worthy. We're worthy to win the Premier League with our defence, keeper, and attack. It's just Fred and McTominay. I think McTominay might not be just right there yet, but I think he's good enough to stay. Fred, no. Replace Fred with Basuma or Tchouaméni, and you've got a team right there. That's a Premier League title winning team. Yeah, so back to what I was going to say. We got Wolves. Wolves are a difficult side. I think we should, if we have Varane and Sancho starting, we'll win 2-1. If they're not starting, another 1-1 draw for the Manchester United side. They must start. They have to. Sancho, definitely. He didn't start against Southampton, but he's had time. He's been a Manchester United player for like 2.5 weeks at this point, almost 3 weeks, I'd say, and he still hasn't started a Premier League match. He's been here 3 weeks and he has not started a Premier League match. We've had Varane for like almost 2 weeks now. I think it's a week and a half, and he's not played a single minute for Manchester United. What are you doing? £40 million worth of a player has not played in 2 matches that he could have. I'd say no, 1 match, because Leeds he couldn't. He was on. I think if we signed him earlier, he possibly could have. But to be fair, without him unveiled, we would have won like 3-0, 3-1. Because if we can get Ronaldo to go onto the pitch on Sunday, we will smash them 4-1. Without that, obviously, it's 2-1. But the fans would be absolutely electric, because obviously it's bloody Ronaldo. So yeah, they must start. And Wolves are going to be very good attacking, and then we've got to beat them. If we can do something with Neves, he's out for the game, and then we sign him after the game. That is a complete transfer window. Out of 10 for this transfer window, 9.5. You know, that holding midfielder is at 0.5. Otherwise, we would have said 10 out of 10 if we had Basuma last year. Then this would be 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. What? I've gone to bloody America. 10 out of 10. Ollie's got to put out the right side. I think if Cavani's able to, he'll start Cavani. Sancho. If he doesn't start Sancho, it's going to be Greenwood. But I want Sancho to play the damn game. At Cam. Pogba at left mid. And I expect the worst. Wan-Bissaka and Varane, God, please help me and put Varane in this team. But I expect Lindelof. And then De Gea, unless Dean Henderson's fit, then he'll play Dean Henderson because he favours Dean Henderson over David De Gea. If we see Donny over Fred, I will sit there and think, and Varane and Sancho start. I'm like, do you know what? I think we're seeing a new Ollie. It would be great. And if he does that, actually, I think we'll have a great game. And we'll battle Wolves to the finish line and beat them. But, as Ollie does like to do, he could pull a shocker on us and we will have the similar teams last game and be 1-1 or a 2-1 win for Wolves. So it is really the most likely one, I think, is the youth player. The youth player we don't know. And it'd be like a bit like a Palestri signing. And to be honest, and finally, it's kind of football related but unfootball related. But the future of the channel is football. It's giving up with the games and stuff. Not really. I mean, obviously FIFA will be on here at some point and maybe a bit of Minecraft. But I guess FIFA's still football, so you know. But yeah, that's what I want to upload more of. I can't really think. Can I think of anything else to really talk about? Yes, I can. I can talk about the Glazers probably for like another 5 minutes. We're at 36 minutes. We've not had a single person start something in the chat. But you know, it's for people to watch like later, like a full like transfer thing. But to remind anybody, Ronaldo has not officially, well, he has officially basically agreed to everything, and they're not in Manchester. Like, what's going on there? Actually, it is because that's where it all started, and that's where Man United got him from, and that's where we want to get him up from again. Lisbon. It's really like history. Like, we're bringing the history into this, and he got on the plane to Lisbon about 4 or 5 hours ago. So he's going to complete his medical, and he should be officially signed in under, what time is it now? In under 4 hours. In under, I'd say, just over 3 hours, I think he will be. He's coming to City. He's going to play under Pep somehow. And City have got the Premier League in the bag. And obviously they're doing Ronaldo's celebrations like 412 times in the video. Yeah. And I will really want to watch the reaction to the fact that he's actually going, he's definitely going to Manchester, but he's going the other side, going the red side, the right side, you know, the side he should be at. Yeah, I do feel for City fans. Some of them, you know, just what we got, like, you know, oh, we're stealing your club legend. But actually, in reality, our club legend was coming back to us and using you to get Man United to act and to get him signed. And they rejected City for Manchester United. And yeah, so I've talked about quite a lot. Now the Glazers. Right, Glazers. Sell the club. Get somebody in that will do it right. And if we get them on deadline day, we got to get a new owner. And they straight away and go get Basuma. I'm just going to literally sit there and be like, these are the owners we want. Just go, have a look at all the paper, sheet of paper. But yeah, I just don't like the Glazers. Definitely Glazers out. Now, just want to clear this up. Am I Ollie in or Ollie out? I've been on here. We got to Europa League final. And we played fantastically last year. In the second half only. I know we're all like, oh, well, what about the title? I don't think we're quite title contenders. I think with Ronaldo, we can be. We can be. If the team, if Fred turns into prime bloody Goretzka position to second with Cristiano. But to be honest, with Chelsea, I put Chelsea first. But if Chelsea don't turn up, Liverpool don't have a great season, we could win the Premier League. And obviously City will have to beat into the wire, to be fair. But I'm not going to sit here and be that arrogant and think we're going to win it. But I think we can do well in the Champions League. I think we'll get knocked out in the quarterfinals. I think we'll win the FA Cup, lose the Carabao Cup, win the League Cup. Challenge title, maybe win it. We're going to get minimum 1 trophy, I think, this year. But I think we can win 3 or 4. We can. I mean, it'd be insane if we won the treble. I honestly sit there and be like, how the bloody hell did Manchester United win the treble with Fred in midfield? What are you... I don't know, but it would be insane. So that is the Glazers talked about. Medical in Lisbon. Fred talked about multiple times. Channel Future. Honestly, I don't think there's much else. Actually, there is actually some news about Jack Wilshere. I'm not sure if, like, anybody actually saw it. But Jack Wilshere is actually, I think it was on Twitter that he was sent a tweet thingamajig. I'm not on Twitter, so I don't know this stuff. But I saw a screenshot of it in a news article. And it's from the owner of Wigan. And he said, well, you're welcome to join us. And I think now Jack Wilshere is going over there to see if he can sign. And I think he will. After being released by Bournemouth, he'll sign for Wigan. They're in League One. Yes, he played for Arsenal League and now he's playing for Wigan League One. But I'm actually happy for him. He's a free agent right now. His son has been actually asking him, why does no club want you? And he says he's not really sure what to say to him. So he's going to Wigan. Fair enough. Sarr, there was a big couple of days ago. I honestly don't know what's happened with that deal. I don't think he'll go. I think he'll stay at Watford and maybe possibly go to a bigger club next year. But to be honest, I really want Aston Villa City. And actually, I think Leicester won't finish 5th. That's where I put them. I think West Ham will finish 5th. They'll finish 6th. And then Aston Villa will finish 7th. And Arsenal will finish 8th. And Tottenham will finish... Oh, actually, Tottenham will finish 8th. And Arsenal 9th. Aston Villa. But, yeah. If they get Sarr, they'll do very, very, very well. I know Arteta says you've got to trust him. Things will get better. Arteta is going to get sacked. I think he will. I think Saka will leave for Real Madrid. Because I think Mbappe might not even sign. And then they will go for Saka. And they will sign Saka. Smith Rowe will move away. And probably move to Leicester. It's just my opinions on those. I think Smith Rowe needs to leave, and yeah. Or it's going to be a complete Arsenal rebuild, and they'll be in top 4 in a couple of years. I think it'll take minimum 5 years. I personally think it'll take about a decade for Arsenal to start competing for the Premier League title again. I think Arsene Wenger is actually going to become manager again. He's going to replace Arteta, I think. I know it's a really weird call, but I think he would. And Arsenal fans will back him because he was the best manager you've had, even when it was all falling apart. Because if he was getting like 5th, 6th, it's fallen apart so badly that you guys finished 7th last season. By the skin of your teeth, I think you should have finished 10th. But yeah. Trying to think. Oh, Zuma to Chelsea. No, not Chelsea. To West Ham has been completed, I think. Joe Willock has signed for Newcastle quite a while ago, actually, on a permanent deal. And honestly, Arsenal was another mistake. You let him go, and he played fantastically at Newcastle. And I think Newcastle are going to have a good season, despite everybody thinking they're going to just get bloody relegated or play really badly. I think they'll have an alright season. You know, a place above or two above what they had last year. And it is going to be the breakout season for West Ham. They are going to absolutely destroy it. They are going to be 5th. I can guarantee they'll be 5th. Anyway, I think that is going to bring the end of it. 49 minutes I've talked about Camavinga, Mbappe, Ronaldo, the Channel Future, Haaland, the Glazers, Southampton game, Varane and Sancho, whether they'll start or not, and they should start. A preview. Who I think will sign, the City fans. A load of transfer news from other clubs. My lineup without Pogba, my subs, and yeah, quite a lot of stuff. Oh, and Basuma, we've talked about Basuma, rating as a transfer window, which was 9.5. And Ronaldo obviously signing for Manchester United with his medical to be done in Lisbon, and he should be signed before midnight, I think. Thank you guys for watching. There's nobody actually watching right now, but if people watch it on the replay, thank you guys for watching, and subscribe and leave a like, and we should be back tomorrow.